You know when people light a match to make the room smell different?
Oh, like when they take a shit.
When they take a shit.
Were you trying to avoid talking about the bathroom?
Well, it's
This is we are now. Oh, by the way, do the people know that we're on Disney Network now?
we're on Freeform. So
no more potty talk from us.
Tyler, the producer. Tyler, get your headphones on, man. Get in the show, dog. I mean, come on, dude.
Tyler jumped to get his headphones like he was being scolded by a parent.
Well, listen. Why do you think I brought Tyler a Monster Energy drink today?
You wanted him awake. How's your headphone level, Ty? Okay.
I brought him a Monster Energy drink so that I could scold him. Because you can't, once you have a Monster Energy, once you have a gift,
That's how abuse works. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a power rule I learned. You bring somebody a gift before you
power abuse. Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah. Abuse,
That's why you
power.
can punch your dog because you feed your dog.
Yeah. Which is something I do. No, I'm kidding. Everybody knows I would never own a
Feed
dog.
a dog.
Haram. Astaghfirullah. On Ramadan.
Sorry.
You want me to own a dog during Ramadan?
I believe it's the last week, though, right?
Alhamdulillah. Last week of Ramadan. Time flies when you're not having fun.
Time crawls by when you're starving and you're eating fingernails.
It's been...
If you swallow your fingernails?
Haram. Astaghfirullah. You can't.
I'm sure Mufti Mank has opinions on swallowing fingernails during Ramadan.
Well, there was, of course, the prophet opined on it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a no bullshit, religion. No technicalities.
No loopholes.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad was like, if you swallow your saliva and it feels abusive, like it feels like you're trying to cheat the system, that's basically not fasting.
Right, like if you don't swallow for a long time to build up a nice gulp.
That's what I would do.
Straight to hell.
Straight to hell. So it's reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, though. I do like knowing the rules. If you give me rules, I can work within them.
They're crystal clear. They're not open for interpretation. That's what I like about them.
With Christians, we have, Baptists, Methodists, Catholics, Episcopalians. The rules are different wherever you go. Some people hold snakes. Some people talk in tongues.
The books were written by, different people who were, hanging out with the disciples,
eating
100
bread with
years
some of the
ago.
people. The other people don't do that.
The Quran, written by God, Allah.
Yeah.
Directly to the
Peace be
people.
unto him.
And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what are you supposed to say after Allah? Because peace be unto him is Muhammad.
subhanallah.
You could say a lot of things,
You
right?
could probably say
There's
a lot of things.
About 10, 15 lines you could throw out.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a try-me doll that you
really-
squeeze.
I'm not sure if it's about the words or just about an attitude that you have right when somebody says Allah.
Right.
As long as you're giving, as long as you're giving it up.
Woo!
Nope, too much.
Too much. Sorry.
Down a notch. Okay.
Excuse me.
This is not a martyr's funeral. All right. Let's not party too hard.
Ooh, Allah! He has spoken to me. Woo!
I've never felt more uncomfortable in my entire life. I want to kill myself. Well, how did you do that with your shoulders, bro? Bryan was moving his shoulders in a way that I can't. The only time that was like Trump level sexuality.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. Dude,
It's called the reggae snap. That's how all my preschool teachers' mothers would dance.
If I found out you were dancing like that in front of my preschool son, dude, heads would fucking roll, man.
The moms are doing it, not me.
Ugh, disgusting.
Dude, you don't understand. I was like in a relationship for most of the time I was teaching, and I absolutely could have ruined a marriage, but I was always locked up.
Well, that's good, man. Listen, you don't need to be getting involved with
That's
anybody
a bucket list of mine.
To ruin somebody's relationship.
But I really wanted a Mrs. Robinson kind of thing. I wanted to be seduced by an older woman.
Who?
But now I'm their age.
What are you talking about? Who's Mrs. Robinson?
Mrs. Robinson is a famous movie. Never mind.
Not clicking, bro.
You understand the context. I gave you the context. I said I wanted to be seduced by an older married woman when I was younger.
What part of I've never seen a movie do you not understand?
What part of just listen to the other half of the sentence do you not understand?
Well, use a reference I understand. Perhaps reference one of the pedophile catchers I watch on YouTube.
That's the opposite.
Well, everybody knows the predator poachers from Toronto.
Okay.
I think everybody knows Dads Against Predators out of Ohio.
DAP?
Yeah, man.
God.
I think everybody knows Pop Squad out of Connecticut.
Are pop like fathers as well? Dad, pop.
Well, of course, you got to be a father. Yeah, it's part of the spiel.
Is
Once you catch the predator, you got to let him know you're a father. and you don't appreciate what they're doing in your community.
Is there a Babas against criminals?
Ooh, that could be me.
Babas against sex criminals?
Because what they do is they pop out and they're like, because all of them have the same format, right? Is that they all, do the To Catch a Predator style thing. They all have the same sales pitch that they tell people, where they tell the possible pedophile, alleged, that they are turning 14. They always say turning 14 because it makes them younger, but it makes them sound older.
Oh, it's the perfect trap.
It's a perfect trap. If they said 13, I imagine a lot more people would not be into it. But they say turning 14.
It's the way old infomercials would be for only $17.99.
Yeah, for 4 payments of $17.99. Exactly. Exactly.
In your head, you hear 18.
Exactly.
But you're paying $17.99.
But you're paying $17.99. Exactly. Oh no, in your head you hear 17.
I mean, you hear 17. Right.
But what you're paying is for 18. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they all kind of work the same way. I imagine you got to get a much younger age if you wanted to do Babas against predators. I come from a culture where you have some, culturally young wives sometimes. So
Yeah.
you'd have to have the decoy pretend to be 3, 4.
Dude, Boko Haram just the news headline was Boko Haram steals 3,000 wives.
That's unfortunate.
He stole 3,000 wives and just made them marry other Boko Haram people.
Dude, please, hey, let me give them my address.
That's the problem, though, with having a gender-segregated society is that you could just snatch wives up.
Yeah.
You know, if you would let them hang out together, you would be getting husbands, too.
It's true. It's very true. So
it's like dolphin-safe tuna.
I don't know, man. So what are you making the case for or against?
I was just, you guys, there's a lot of gray area.
There's a lot of gray area. Of course, the Worst Hour podcast visits all of it, especially tonight. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. Before we get into it, let's check our sound if possible. I saw this clip earlier of Caitlyn Jenner's, this was her campaign ad. She's running for California governor.
She's actually probably the forerunner. Is that the right term? Like the leading challenger?
Front runner. Yeah. Forerunner was, I believe, a car.
Yeah,
Toyota
I
makes.
Which,
arguably.
I heard she was using a forerunner when she murdered whoever she murdered.
Does have a couple of unfortunate shots of cars driving around in this, which I would stay away from if I were her.
Okay, let's go ahead and let me just. Okay,
2:59. By the way, 2 minutes and 59 seconds is a pretty fucking.
That's a long campaign commercial, and I included a couple of the other candidates' campaign commercials. Some of them are 6 seconds long.
Yeah, so she had some fucking money to burn, dude.
Yeah, let me just make sure we are all set because this is a legitimate sound check. That's incredibly quiet.
I've always been a dreamer.
Oh, she did an audio trick. Let's start that over. I didn't know she was fucking with us. That's like when a prank show makes the volume really quiet, makes you blast it, and then they scream at you.
Yeah. Oh, this is her backstage.
I've always been a dreamer. California was once the envy of the world. We had what everyone else wanted. The American dream grew up here.
Okay, so we suddenly changed from a beautiful California to
the homelessness, to dumping needles, playgrounds closed.
Here's what cracks me up about this ad. All of the California sucks footage was just filmed between me and Tyler's house in Hollywood.
Yeah,
it was all the same neighborhood. So really, you're trying to make this argument that California is in shambles, but really, you're picking one neighborhood that's really in shambles.
Yeah. It's like one spot in San Francisco, one spot in L.A.
Exactly.
Bakersfield doesn't look like this.
Does not look like that. No.
Now, the government is now involved in every part of our lives. They've taken our money, our jobs, and our freedom. California needs
Is it normal for the candidate to be reading the ad? I feel like
usually get somebody else to read it, and then they say they approve it at the end.
It's a little distracting,
yeah. To be the greatest athlete in the world. Now I enter a different kind of race, arguably my most important one yet, to save California.
Now, there's a lot of narcissism in that line. Did you catch that? What she said that I grew up wanting to be the best athlete in the world. and now I take on what is arguably my most important challenge, saving California. So she's saying that like you could make a point that saving California is as important as me winning a gold medal. One could make that point.
It's debatable.
It's arguable.
This is not the time for it. I'm doing a commercial. I wouldn't be surprised if she got that direct.
What a weird line to not want to draw. That's a lot of
I
ego
want
in
to
that.
carry the torch for the
Yeah.
parents who had to balance work and their child's education, for business owners who were forced to shut down, for pastors who were not able to be with their congregation,
Yeah,
for the family
I'm
who
sure
lost their home in a
they
fire,
can't get enough of
for
you.
an entire generation of students who lost a year of education. This past year has redefined our career politicians as
Nancy
elitists.
Pelosi getting a haircut,
And
Gavin
the
Newsom
people of
eating at the French
California
Laundry.
Oh,
as
yeah.
the
Straight to
warriors,
homeless people
Oh
the
yeah.
kings,
and burn down
and the angels.
towns.
We never take kindly to glass ceilings here. Instead,
Again, reading shot of her reading the.
Yeah,
We're
you
the
couldn't learn that
trailblazers.
one line to look at the camera. She's looking down away from the camera.
She cleans up really
Oh,
well.
I agree
the
100%.
innovators. California.
When you see her off camera,
Now,
you're like,
we
what
need
the
leaders
fuck
who are
happened to you?
unafraid.
It's like Conan O'Brien.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Conan
On
O'Brien
camera,
has
you're like,
putty on his face.
On camera, whenever she does an appearance, you're like, she is not bad.
You think I bet when she was younger, she was a piece of ass, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
off camera, you are like, what in the just like complete putty. Exactly. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like a frying pan hit her in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
Just smush
Spackle.
everywhere.
Like I imagine.
Her tits are all over the place.
Afraid to leap to new heights.
Canada, he does not want to finish second in this race. He wants the world record.
Who are unafraid to challenge
Damn, he was a
and
piece
to
of
change
ass.
the status quo.
I want to prove that it is absolutely possible if we only do it together.
California, it's time to reopen our schools, reopen our businesses, reopen the Golden Gates. So I don't care if you're
Is
a
the bridge
Republican,
closed?
Democrat. I'm ready to be governor.
Wait. Did they close the bridge?
Closed. Yeah, they're not letting people drive on it anymore. All the bridges in general.
It's nice to set up a falsehood to like, I'm going to open the Golden Gate Bridge if I get elected. And then it's just open. You're like, see, day one, that bridge was open.
Because it's really symbolic for California. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
the Golden Gate. It's on the food stamp card.
Oh, yeah,
All
absolutely.
Californians
I've been told.
to reclaim our true identity, to bring back the gold to the Golden State.
What a tremendous victory.
Now is the time to achieve that summit, to be the shining city on the hill, and together we'll restore and renew the California dream.
Bill Skinner is driving.
Now, Caitlin has a little bit of a Mitt Romney issue going on here.
I mean, everything going for her. Everything going for her. You go,
Beautiful, tall, just like Mitt.
But I'm saying, like, from a standpoint of the Republican Party, you're going, I guess technically a business person, you know, like very
Yeah.
wealthy, like
Athlete.
lots of name recognition, trans, like that's like a cool, hot thing, you know?
Not for them.
And
Have
it-
you been checking in?
I guess you're right about that one. That one,
She
yeah.
did a Sean Hannity, and she was like, she sounded like a well-researched Republican. She sounded just as good as any other Republican politician.
I'm sure she is a Republican.
Yeah,
I mean, like
no,
through and through.
But it's so funny because she was like an articulate conservative, and then the comments are like, I don't know, he's a bit of a freak, but he sounds pretty fucking reasonable. And it's like this is not what they are not ready to accept this.
Yeah.
At least in the comment sections of the GOP. But yeah, they're like furious, calling him and like capitalizing HE, but also complimenting her. And it's just like, because the last 6 months, the big thing they've had is the sports thing. That's like one of their few issues they have.
Yeah.
So, and then she even came out on the side of the Republicans for that, but it is melting their minds. Just like Mitt Romney being like a Republican giving you health care.
Yeah.
So she's a Republican who's trans, and they're like, can we just get Trump back, please?
She is unfortunately in no person zone. Zero. Because look, she's got a complete, like total package on paper, but also she also has her murder case, which is manslaughter case.
Republicans don't care about crime.
But it's still there.
It is there.
You look.
It's like Al Franken, like ghost touches titties, his career's over. Republicans could just. It's like when Trump was like, I could walk down to Times Square and shoot somebody, and you'd all still vote for me. I mean, that's that party.
You don't. Well, that's a fair point, but
And I'm saying they're both nuts on either side with that.
yeah, I'm voting for her. I'm 100% in on her.
Let's fucking do it. Arnold didn't backfire.
From my standpoint, as somebody who was born in Orange County and raised as an Orange County Republican, I just can't vote for Gavin Newsom. I just can't. I can't. It's like a thing of like, I don't know. It's just a childhood but that's Gavin Newsom.
So 3 days ago, they come out and they say they've collected the 2.5 million signatures they need to recall Gavin Newsom. What does he do 2 days later? He announces all of a sudden there's a surplus in the budget and we're all getting $600.
Yeah.
He's literally giving us $600 to be like, please, just let me stay.
I'm going to say this right now. When I get that $650, donating it directly to Caitlyn Jenner. I want her in office so badly. How much would that piss off the Taliban? Oh, they'd be furious.
Yeah, they would be really upset. But they also Gavin Newsom, I if that check comes in the mail, I will be in the middle of being like, yeah, I lived under Gavin Newsom in the Bay Area. He fucked that up. He fucked up California. I'm opening up the letter. I see $600 and I would just vote for him.
Wow, man.
I could be bought. $600? My vote could be bought for $600.
What about the afterlife, Brian? That's where it really matters. And you're giving it up?
I love recall elections. This is an exciting. It only comes. It's like a meteor shower. It only comes
it's
every
random.
20 years.
Yeah. I love it.
Was
Gray Davis in California the last recall?
Yes, and that's where Arnold won.
Yeah.
A couple other kooks are running, but I highlighted two because there are two people running. So Mary Carey is running again, who we covered back in the day.
She's the porn star?
Yeah, the porn star. She's running, but she hasn't put out a campaign ad yet.
I do have a vote. I would vote for her. If I do see her on the ballot, I could potentially vote for her. Although I'd be weird to vote for somebody that you've jerked off to before.
Right. Well, this guy, John Cox, has clearly jerked off to Gavin Newsom. I included his campaign ad here. Watch how many times he calls Gavin Newsom beautiful in this ad.
Okay.
Yeah. Different approach right away from Caitlyn. This is more of a macho. There's bears growling, as that's the intro. There's tribal drums and bears growling.
These political consultants have no idea. They have no idea how to tell what direction media is going into. These ads are all 5 minutes.
I know. This one, we just need a little bit of a taste of this one. This is, by the way, this is John Cox, who I believe is a former representative or something. He's a Republican California politician.
John Cox. I'll have to take a look at his spirit. Well,
California.
Want to see him.
What's happened to our grand state that for generations led the world in livability,
Same
in innovation,
narrative.
creativity, ingenuity? What's happened to our state that's forced millions to flee, when once it was the world's dream to live in our sunshine?
So lots of shots on. We're going back and forth between a bear, which God, I hate bears, dude. I mean, I know we all hate bears, but
You really hate bears.
I really don't care for that.
Wait, did you hear that?
Sorry, let's go back. I apologize.
We chose politics. We chose pretty over accomplished.
Pretty boy.
Okay,
We
so
chose beauty over brains.
not
We
sure why
chose to
they're
continue
bringing a
political
parrot
dynasty
into the
instead of
mix.
saying, "Stop. This ain't
They had a
working."
parrot catcalling Gavin Newsom.
Well, it's going back and forth between a bear, which is
That's him. That's John Cox.
That's John
He's
Cox.
the beast. It's beauty versus the beast.
Oh, and the parrot would be
people.
Gavin Newsom because he's just parroting back what?
No, the parrot is the people who are just whistling at the hot guy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So apparently he wants you to vote for just a loose bear. That's like a good thing.
John Cox was born with nothing. Never knew his dad. His aunt was
This is a
not
sick
natural
shot.
like Gavin. John did not grow up at the feet of the multi-billionaire Gettys. John Cox is like so many of us. He worked his way through college, became a CPA young.
Yeah.
I love when Republicans embrace identity culture where 10 years ago, a Republican would have never admitted they didn't know their father. And now they're like, hey, I didn't know my dad. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's sympathy garnering.
I like how he's like, he's supposed to run with us. He's like so many of us out there who, what did he say, worked his way through
Became a
college.
CPA
Became
at
a
age 23.
I don't really know if that's
Businessman.
that many of us.
Started small, worked 24/7 to support his family, make something of his business. He started this campaign with his
He's
own
just
money,
walking with a
trying to
loose
fix
bear,
this
and he
place.
brings that bear onto the campaign trail.
Does he really?
It's a Hollywood bear. And they drop the cage, and the bear just
Comes out.
unchained.
Well-
walks behind him.
He does tricks and stuff.
No, he just chills behind him while he gives a speech.
Dude.
And he goes, I hope you don't have any honey in your pockets and things like that. Well, there's just a bear behind him.
I'll be honest with you. If he does in fact do that, I will vote for him on the contingency that bear actually does come with him while he governs.
Also, if that bear mauls him and he successfully fights it off, that's my vote.
Yeah.
Even $600 or not.
I think if we, like John Cox, the vice gov, or what's it? Not the vice governor. What is it called?
Lieutenant governor?
Lieutenant governor. Lieutenant governor should be that bear.
Absolutely.
Keeping him honest.
It's on the flag.
In every part of our state government. I'm a business guy running to make change. Great big ones.
That's our choice, California.
Okay.
You want beauty?
Pretty boy, pretty boy.
Back to
Reusing bits.
Yeah.
Already.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, I don't think you guys needed that. If I was editing this one, I would have said,
I'd be like, look, guys, from a comedic perspective, we've already hit that area.
we've been there, we've done that, we've called them pretty, we've done the parrot.
Here's a 30-second one too. This is another one. This is Angeline. Do you know? Are you familiar with her?
Oh man, she's a Los Angeles
Legend.
local legend.
She used to take billboards before Instagram. You know, it's like the 80s or 70s or something. She would just take up billboards of just pictures of her and just kind of built a hype around her.
Yeah, she was famous for kind of having huge cans.
Yeah, they call her like the first Kardashian.
Yeah, and I see her all the time still to this day.
Yeah, well, she's running for governor.
Okay, let me see.
And
So
here's a 20-second ad. She knows that. She's in the business.
yeah,
So all her ads are under 30 seconds.
under 30 seconds. Let's see. Starting shot, I see some cleavage. So we're already possibly stolen the vote from Caitlin here, but let me see.
I'm running for California governor. It's my policy to never say anything bad about the other candidate. Only good things. Governor Gavin Newsom, I hear tell he's sexy, but I can take it from here. Vote.
Can you go to her website? I got it. Angeline for governor.com. I have to see. She was wearing a really scary amount of makeup, like to try to cover the fact that she's like an 83-year-old woman. She's a really old woman.
She's super old, but it works, dude. Sorry, autoplay.
Yeah. All right, let me see here.
Angeline.
Whoa.
Wow. Hubba.
Wow.
Those legs ain't 60 years old.
Yeah, that is a solid. Okay. Has the key to California? Any platform? Any issues? We're seeing a giant picture of her.
Her slogan is "We must party."
The future of politics is now. The Angeline Party establishes a new format of existence. The imagination of the citizen is what is at the forefront. She's really not saying anything, which isn't too far of a departure from.
No, good move though. The video that you can click on is from like 1975.
Yeah.
So is here.
Hi, I'm running for governor of California. It's just me and the dog.
Yeah. This is doing the old Joe Biden catfishing. Catfishing the vote technique.
We'll see what her platform is.
Why? You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
if you're
a MILF, be a MILF.
Yes.
Don't try to trick us into thinking you're
she's
younger.
a gilf.
Police reform. Police will be subject to the same laws as criminals. Do you think that's already probably true?
Yeah,
but
that is the law.
Three
the
strikes.
problem is that they don't follow that law.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a different thing.
It's really a kind of a funny thing when people are like, how am I going to change things? I'm going to make rules. Like, no one's going to, but the rules are there.
Actually, I really like a lot of these.
Let's see. That's how we prevent. If a policeman, 3 strikes rule. If a policeman has been reported 3 times, he or she shall be dismissed. Right? Seems fair. Abolish.
What strike was Chauvin on?
I think Chauvin must have been. I think he was
2. He's got another charge coming up.
So under Angeline's law, he would still be out there
one
running
more
around.
This is me destroying Angeline's campaign. Dude, John Cox needs to hire me.
Yeah, man.
Abolish private jail for profit. Way down for that. Private for jail profits should be abolished. Good luck doing that.
Yeah.
Establish private rehab for profit.
If this bitch is trying to take prison away from me, as my retirement plan.
You own stock in prisons.
You know, I've shared it too many times on the show. I'd like to retire in prison, and if this bitch makes it impossible for me to do that, well, then she's lost my vote.
She's only got about 4 things, and then it gets into partying. So it's abolish jail for profit, establish private rehab for profit, the ABCs of prosecutors, grassroots housing, and then it gets to the governor's annual masquerade ball.
Does she do? She's never posed nude, right?
I don't know.
I don't think she has, because I feel like we would have seen it already.
Abolish daylight savings.
Okay.
What's your stance on daylight savings? Do they do that in Palestine?
No. There's no need to save any daylight over there. Like, if anything, we would like to shorten this.
Can we spend the daylight spending?
You know, I know everybody hates daylight savings. I kind of love it. I like that it just kind of fucks everybody up for a day.
Some people just want to see the world burn. You're like the Joker.
I mean, it's nice, and you know what? It's nice to have something to talk about.
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
I'm a little tired today. It's nice to get up early.
Exactly.
Oh, that stuff. You like the office chat?
I live for that conversation every year where I go, oh my God, I lost an hour of sleep. Is this the one where you lose an hour of sleep? Or do you gain one?
I don't remember. But yeah, it's like, old McGinty had me up in the office and he was reaming my ass because I was an hour late because I forgot to change my alarm.
Got to change the alarms. Oh, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking best conversations all year.
Now that L2 is poor, though, because if you're dealing with a clock that you physically have to change in your car or in your home, like in my Honda Fit, I got to figure out the code. I've got to hold 2 buttons for 5 seconds.
That should be
and then one blinks.
Before they give you food stamps, they should be like, how many clocks in your house do you have to manually change? If it's over 4, that's the federal poverty line.
Yeah, you get an instant $300 a month.
All right. Well, hey, man, that's a lot of fun. I look forward to that recall.
The wacky world of recall elections.
We'll be following it closely, depending on how well Caitlin does.
Or if we remember. Sometimes we forget these things are going on.
We do oftentimes make claims to follow something, and then that cooler shit comes along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't you want that as a listener? If we were like, if we just ignored something cooler because we just want to fulfill a promise?
Get
the fuck out of here.
That's exactly what I'm going to tell my girlfriend. What? You want me to avoid the possibility of getting into some cool shit just because I made a promise to you?
Blasian.
2 words together. Blasian. I'm supposed to walk away from that. All right. I'm the controlling one. We have a fantastic show today.
I don't want to be with a woman who doesn't want the best for me.
Absolutely. Think your girlfriend listens to the show? She should get the message. Let's see.
What up, baby doll?
Jeff Bezos buys a super yacht. Kid Rock has a restaurant. Let's see. Palestinian-Israeli sitch.
First of all, Kid Rock, before we get into the situation in Palestine, Kid Rock's name is being dragged through the mud, and
we're here to clear it.
We're here to clear Kid Rock's name up.
First and foremost, we're here to clear it. Let's see. Also, I do gotta check out the latest from Iran's. For some reason, I guess Iran has a propaganda department that does music videos.
Yeah, listen, there are artists everywhere, even if you're in a dictator, so you find a way to create.
Yeah. I had no idea. I flipped through about 6 different songs that were like all released within the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of Iranian music.
Okay, I'm actually gonna play a song tonight that's gonna knock everyone's dick right the fuck off.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Put your dick in the dirt. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna be all day tomorrow singing about the death of Israel. You'll see.
Yeah, it's catchy. What are you gonna do?
You're not gonna like that you're singing about it.
Yeah.
Non-political though. It's non-political.
It's like in all things come to an end.
Yeah, exactly.
That message. It's not saying I'm going to execute the death.
It's saying that all
things die.
If it's good, it's gotta.
Everything, yeah. Good things die young.
Before we get into that, be sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WHotW. For our Patreon listeners, just an FYI, Beetle Nut is in. Just got in the mail today.
Why would you show it in that package and not the actual betel nut?
Well, I do want to show.
That seems like such a lie.
I have well, I'm going to open it on the show here, but I do have a little bit of a dilemma here. As you can see, Brian, the package came from Hyderabad, India. This is not a package that came anywhere from the United States.
Yeah, I see that.
I feel nervous about opening this. Am I gonna unlock COVID 2020?
For a goof on a podcast, we bring in a variant that just annihilates the whole country.
I have this.
We thought it'd be funny.
There's this part of me that wants to be like, well, if we let it chill for a couple of days, if we let it chill, maybe.
How long can COVID live on surfaces?
I think like 3 days. If it's more than 3 days, then we're fine.
What do you want us to
do?
We got to do the bit.
You're asking us to write bits way far in advance.
So what I'm saying is take our word for it. There is betel nut in that package.
I'll open it. There can't be any damage from opening it.
I'm vaccinated. I'm fine.
Tomorrow is when the vaccination really kicks in for me. Hang on a second. Try not to make too much noise. Okay, here we go. All right, folks.
It is taped up like a brick of cocaine.
I don't like
Do you want me to get scissors? Okay, we're going to cut into the betel nut here. God, that straight up looks like a brick of cocaine.
Okay.
It's funny that this is illegal, but it feels so fucking sketchy.
You know, I looked it up on 4 or 5 different Quora questions. Seems like we're in good. Seems like we're good. We're good. Several people asked about it. Cutting it open. All right, folks, here we go. And this thing is wrapped pretty intensely.
Yeah, it's wrapped in a way that makes me think it's not legal. It seems like it's like they're trying to hide it from a dog, like a German Shepherd can't sniff through that.
And by the way, I can't imagine anything better for a German Shepherd, really.
Some mental alertness and comfort.
All right. Okay, I'm trying to.
This is our first YouTube unpacking episode.
You smell that? It got.
Yeah.
Got real herby in here.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. We're opening it up. Here we go.
It's wrapped like it's explosive.
Shout out to the Patreon one more time. This is thanks to you guys we were able to afford such an awesome treat. Sweet betel nut pieces. Why is that? So I just it's like I got a bunch of
giant condoms. It's wrapped straight up like condoms.
I'm actually gonna leave. If I could take those and leave those bedside.
Taste of India.
So
yeah,
this is gonna be dried. We're going to do it on this week's episode of the Patreon. I'm not going to chew this. It's too late.
No, not now. But I don't even know if we really set up what we're doing here. But this is
We did. We talked about it last week on the show.
Oh, we did? Okay,
yeah, we
perfect.
did.
Oh, wait, this is sweet betel nut pieces. This is like when you go to Trader Joe's and you get the like beat up almonds and they're cheaper. You know, and the almonds are all cracked up.
Yeah. This is when the factory fucked it up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, this is what we got. I don't know what to tell you. Crane betel nut powder works. Okay.
Why would you powder something that you can't swallow?
This thing is confusing. The package has got like a nice little. The package looks amazing for those of you listening to the show. Gold package. Mm-hmm. I mean, this thing looks like it was packed by Trump.
I mean, it looks like a Magnum condom.
It really does. There's a zip tie or one of those kind of zip locks that you have like on weed bags. That's, by the way, the worst part of legalizing weed.
Yes.
I can't get into weed anymore.
I know. It's all like child-proof jars. You're pushing and twisting.
I seriously so many times just have to use a box cutter to cut something open.
Right.
Let's see. Contains artificial sweetener. All right. Thank you. That's good to know. Let's see.
It's artificial sweetener for the calorie conscious, it says.
So what we have in here is betel nut pieces, vegetable oil, natural spices. I feel like you got to be a little more.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like you got to be a little more specific than just natural spices. Menthol.
Oh, we got menthol betel nut?
What if menthol became outlawed just in betel nut, like in India? Like
Right,
they're
right.
like, this is so bad.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
I don't know what ethnic group would be inclined to menthol in India.
Well, I have a couple guesses. We will we'll get to it this week. We have Jackson Banks, Tyler going to be coming back to Tyler. Have you decided whether or not you're going to try betel nut? No, he has not decided yet.
Vince made it scare here. Did your how does your wife feel about you doing it?
I don't think I told her I was going to.
Yeah, no, we were right. I was with you at the Improv, and we said
she was sketched out by you guys doing it.
She was sketched out by us doing it. See, that must be nice to have like a girlfriend who's like, I'm kind of worried about you doing that.
You mean a controlling bitch? That's fucked up, Tyler. Break up with your girlfriend.
Sorry, wait, it's a wife we're talking about.
Divorce her. If she's not okay with you chewing.
Yes, some of these have numbers on them.
Yeah, that's the strain, I believe.
Oh, it's Crane Magic.
Oh, did we order a display from like a convenience store in Pakistan?
This is from a liquor store for sure. This is like dick pills. Anyway.
Well, we look forward to it. Sweet and spicy taste. That's going to be coming up this week on our Patreon.
You should like that, sweet and spicy. Tyler loves like fruit with chili on it.
Oh, if we put a little bit of like tahini on this.
Oh.
That actually kind of sounds good.
Yeah.
I've never had it before.
Considering I don't know what the fuck any of the things you just said taste like. Sounds delicious.
We'll definitely have a fun Patreon upcoming this week. Before we get into the show, quick shout out to G.com, our sponsor, GEIYYE.com.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to write a jingle. I keep telling him.
GEIYYE.com, G.com, elite retail properties in Kenya.
Retail properties? Is that a thing?
I don't know. It's the premier real estate company in all of Kenya. That's what I'm trying to say.
We use it anytime we're in the market for any type of...
all my Kenyan properties that I own personally have been through G and no problems, no hang-ups, no hitches.
What's great about G.com is if maybe you're like, I don't really feel like buying land, but I'd love to advertise on it. G.com can actually connect you directly to advertise to... advertising companies or advertising plots.
Yeah, although he has kind of been a little bit of a fucking obstacle for us getting our billboard.
We're trying to get a billboard up in Kenya right now.
It's 100% true. You guys didn't believe us about the betel nut? We got the betel nut. We're trying to get a billboard in Kenya. These things are real.
The problem is...
Back to back, Ramsey and I.
We're trying to do it. You got to pay off a couple of local politicians.
I bet if we just sent them this betel nut, they would let us.
Oh, dude, you thinking like, you know how like in the 80s people would send Coke to like radio DJs?
Yeah, exactly.
We should send a bunch of betel nut to DJs in like Taiwan.
Kenyan DJs.
to play us on
to play our pod. Here's the new Caitlyn Jenner campaign ad piece from Worst Hour. And then he spits a giant red spit into a cup.
It's a montage of us stacking these weird condoms. Dude, you might as well sell a condom with each one of these.
Yeah, I know. And it would make you buy, you'd be like, oh, clearly this makes people get laid. I'm going to start throwing condoms in everything I sell.
No.
If you subscribe to the Patreon, I'll send you a box of condoms because if you learn from us and what we're doing, we have a lot of like how to get laid type of tricks behind the Patreon. So if you subscribe to the Patreon, I'll send you a box of condoms because you are going to be swimming in pussy or ass or whatever you like.
Whatever you like to swim in. That's what we say.
You want to swim in pussy? You want to swim in ass? We don't judge. We just say be safe when you swim. That's what we say.
We got a policy. Whatever you want to fill your pool with, baby. We'll fucking hand you the floaties.
Some
you know
like
what I mean?
Some like chlorine, some like salinated pools.
I like where your head's at, Brian. If you give people a condom with your product without saying anything,
sales through the roof.
They'll imply.
Obviously, you're going to need the condom with this.
This is one of the best ideas I've ever heard in my entire life. I can't wait. We'll do it. So from now on the Patreon, you are getting condoms as your welcome kit. All right. Let's get into the show really quick here. I didn't have too much to say about this, but did you see Jeff Bezos bought a super yacht?
Well, I saw his old super yacht in person.
What?
So he had an old super yacht in the where does Stone Cold live? Playa Vista? Yeah, Playa Vista.
Stone Cold lives in California?
Yeah, dude. 316 Gimmick Street, Playa Vista.
Whoa, dude. That's so fucking lame. He should live in Arizona. He's got like an Arizona vibe. Not quite a Tex. I mean, I know he's a Texan.
He's very much a Texan, but he's like a liberal dude. He's like, that's why I kind of liked him, because he would like fuck with people's heads, because he'd be like, there ain't a damn thing wrong with homosexuality. And people are like, oh man.
That's when I got off the board. I was like, Stone Cold,
So-
get out of here. Go back to Kurt Angle.
I was doing a show on a boat. Yeah, Kurt Angle's not. He's not putting those thoughts out there.
Oh, no, not at all.
No. I was doing a show on a boat where they just drive around the marina.
I'm on a boat. You remember that song?
No.
From 2006?
No.
Doug, you gotta go. You gotta fucking brush up on your early 2000s, Doug.
I'm on a boat.
And you remember that song, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
You do?
The fact that you don't know that song, to me, demonstrates how fucking old you are, Doug.
How fucking punk I am. I wasn't checked in, dude. I was what was that? Unplugged and dropped out or whatever.
Nah, dude, it was before. It was probably after your time.
2006. I was on tour putting out my own fucking albums.
Yeah, I was
While
still
you were consuming.
a little too young to be touring back then. I was a child, so.
Oh, would you call Michael Jackson old when he was touring in the Jackson 5 at age 9?
Touche.
I was doing a boat show in the marina in Playa Vista. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that's where Stone Cold
So you
lives.
did it. You got onto a boat and you do comedy.
Yeah, it's like a big boat. And
Like people can sit. You're not just sitting in like a small boat.
No, it's like a big boat, and you're like at the, you're where Jack and Rose are hugging.
Okay.
Or whatever you call that part in the
Yeah.
Titanic. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, I want this to last forever.
Yeah.
That part.
That's a good gig.
Is that the bow? The bow.
That's a good gig because the ocean is so. You think the ocean's gonna be fun, but it's really boring. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
so
was on
bring
a
some
boat,
entertainment.
yeah, if I was on a boat and I saw a comic, I'd be pretty happy about it.
So we go, and in between acts, the guy who was driving the boat was kind of doing a little bit of a tour guide thing, and he got on the intercom and he said that we're about to look at Jeff Bezos' yacht, and as he says that, Jeff Bezos' giant yacht, a door opens on the bottom of the yacht, and a boat comes out of the boat.
Yeah.
That's how big is that. So he's upgrading from that. This giant blue boat where boats were coming out of the boat like a whale giving birth. It was insane.
This yacht is supposed to cost $500 million.
I looked at the company that's making it, Ocean Co. They're
Yeah.
Danish and they're hiring. So I threw in a couple applications.
You got it, dude. Yacht maker.
I'd love to get sponsored by people who make, they have 9 clients. It's like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, a Saudi king.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah. That's like it. There's
Bin Laden.
You started. That's like, because they always say TikTok is about niche. You want to be super niche. That's how you generate views. That yacht company, they literally started a business where you have to have $500 million to even.
To just call them. Like,
Yeah.
that's a short lead list. If you're a salesman at that yacht company, it's like, well, every year I call Bill Gates. I call Elon Musk. I call the same 13 people to see if they want a yacht.
MBS, what's going on? Just check it in. It's our quarter check-in.
I love the idea that MBS is gone. I Q4, dude.
I'm still on the fence about water.
I mean, just give me some time to think about it. I like where your head's at. I mean, I like you.
Prince Charles. It's Bryan here. Still trying to move yachts, big guy.
It's Bryan. I like the idea that Prince Charles knows one Bryan in his whole fucking life. And when a guy says it's Bryan, it's that pushy yacht.
Bloody yacht, man.
Yeah, if you're selling yachts, you're pushy.
Yeah,
no,
of
you're not.
course.
You're not passive. There's no chill yacht salesman.
No.
No, this super yacht is apparently a even bigger deal. I gotta believe it. By the way, this COVID-19 has been good for the yacht industry, right? Because those who are making money, you gotta be looking for something to spend your money on, and a yacht is just a perfect rich guy thing
Just
to buy.
get away from the disease.
Completely, he can completely do that on, I believe, his yacht. It comes with, it's fully staffed. Let's check this out here. I think the volume's off. Oh, it'd be the
Oh, do you
killer
want the
gig.
volume? I didn't know if we were just looking.
Well, I like this. I
The
kinda like
Flying Fox super yacht is so luxurious that it makes the Titanic look like a tugboat.
Well, first of all, I believe that a cheap yacht would probably make the Titanic look like a tug. It was built in 1910.
Yeah, it's famous for being a piece of shit that sank.
Can you imagine if I drove my Honda Fit up next to a Model T in 1912? They'd be like, Jesus, is that a billionaire? It better look better than the Titanic. Christ.
This $400 million vessel caused a frenzy in the boating world when it was spotted off the coast of Turkey in 2019.
It has a helipad.
The sheer size and scale of the posh super yacht led many to speculate that it was owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
God, he looks
the
good.
Flying Fox.
Jeff Bezos, I got to tell you, I know that Elon went with the plug route.
Yeah.
And the plug route's fine. But Jeff Bezos just embracing his baldness and just shaving it and getting ripped. That's a better move for your 40s.
I think it's a better move for your 40s. I think that, it's a net loss when it comes to hair. Now it's why like when he gets plugs, or did he only get plugs?
Transplants, plugs,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
I go, you're just adding a chore to your life. Like it's the same reason why I'll never get like Invisalign. It's like, I'm not going to sit there and just fucking put a thing in my mouth every day and like fucking
be like, hey, what's going on, sweetheart?
I gotta eat. Hang on.
You thought fucking like Mike Tyson.
So plugs are the same way, where it's like you're going like Jeff Bezos has this beautiful thing where he could just like I'm never gonna think about my hair.
Yeah, he's got a to-do list, and if he can cross something off that for the rest of his life, I mean, this is an efficient man.
And if you're $183 billion, you don't need hair.
No.
After $600,000, you don't need hair.
He lasered too. I bet he lasered his pubes off
completely. Oh, that's what I would do. I would be slick as shit if I was him.
He's like a dolphin.
How does he have time to be so ripped?
I mean, that's all he has time for.
I mean, he's still working,
but he's not even the CEO of Amazon anymore. He's focusing on his abs.
He's trying to go to space, dog.
Yeah.
Is a floating city that's filled with a plethora of luxurious amenities. The super yacht has a cinema, 40-foot pool, and 2 helipads that can be converted into dance floors. Here's a look at the Flying Fox and all of it.
Yeah. Wait, what do we mean by converted? You mean you just fucking dance on it?
By the way, of all the things that you could try to use to sell me on the yacht, that it turns to a dance floor.
When you get those like Saturday Night Fever like neon squares, the floor turns into like rainbow colored squares.
It's got to be coded for some rich guy shit. Like dance floor has got to be rich guy floor. This can turn into
children
a strip
in
club.
the basement. This maybe we just don't know.
I can't imagine George Soros or whoever wants to fucking
sailing
dance.
on the high seas in a mega yacht as opulent as the Flying Fox is a luxury few people can afford.
Okay.
Unless you have billions lying around, there's no way you would be able to afford this
What's
costly
the point
behemoth.
of this part of the video?
Flying Fox.
What a piece of shit. Whoever's narrating that. You fucking scumbags beating off to the idea of having this yacht. Dream on, fucking losers. You could never afford this.
I mean, really? It is so hurtful for no reason.
There's no reason to do that. And it's not like the narrator has a couple bill laying around. You wouldn't be narrating the fucking video if you could afford the yacht.
There's nobody watching this YouTube video who's thinking like, maybe that's for me. Anybody who can't afford this fucking thing is not watching a YouTube video.
No.
I get it.
Which was built by super yacht manufacturer Lursen in 2019, is estimated to be worth about $400 million, and the yearly maintenance costs would add up to at least $15 million.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. That's what I get. That's what I get you.
They tell you it's 400 mil, and you go, that's a great deal. They don't tell you about that fucking 15 mil you got to spend every year just to change its oil. Sharpen the propellers,
inflate the tires, do all that shit that you got to do.
Feed the slaves.
You got, dude. The sharks. Yeah. You know how much the sharks that are in that yacht cost?
Yeah.
If I had a yacht,
the refugee ammo, the turrets that come out and shoot the fucking refugees on
I swear to God,
machines.
If I had this yacht, I would absolutely make the bottom floor of it a aquarium, and I would capture just animals from the outside and bring them in, and that's it. I would
cool.
I would just drag them around the ocean with me wherever I went.
See, what I thought you meant by that is you were trying to prank sharks and stuff, where you have a glass bottom filled with fish, and then you watch them try to bite the fish, but they hit the glass.
No, I would like to put just a bunch of sharks in that tank, just drag them around the ocean.
But do you know this isn't the yacht he's buying?
This is not the yacht he's buying?
No, he's buying a $500 million yacht that's made by Ocean Co. So I read in the article, the yacht, he's upgrading from this one, and this one is an upgrade from the one I saw. The one
this is up on OfferUp right now?
Yeah, this is like on Craigslist or some shit.
Lightly used Flying Fox yacht.
Jeff Bezos' pubes are all over the bathroom floor.
It is weird, right? Because if you're going to buy a multi-$100 million yacht, like, I'm not gonna buy a used one. Like, I'm gonna get a new one.
It matters who owned it before.
Oh yeah,
that's
okay.
important.
That's very true. So it's like this used to be, I was gonna say George Washington's, but that wouldn't make a ton of sense.
Could think of maybe a 200-year-old reference. You had to go 250. Dude, I mean, it would be like if I had a ton of money, I would buy the Sharon Tate house.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is where they murdered Sharon Tate.
Yeah, I would buy Thomas Jefferson's home.
Monticello?
Yeah, the Monticello.
Dude, yeah, so he's upgrading from this one because there's no details released about the $500 million one yet. They're not. It's like very secretive.
Fees, repairs, and salaries for crew members.
One specific detail of that $500 million is that it had its own yacht, just like the one that you were talking about, where it had so the main yacht did not have a helicopter pad. Helipad? Is that what you call it? Helipad. But the side boat did. And they were commenting that was a big deal because his current girlfriend's a helicopter pilot. So like she couldn't land properly on the boat, but she could land on the side boat, which is awesome from his point of view.
That
He's
is
like,
hilarious.
Dude. So he knows when his girlfriend comes home.
A bunch of time.
There's a lot.
She's got to land on this boat, then she's got to get onto that boat. So it's time to throw the other girl off the ship.
His girlfriend walks in, and one of the the chick he's hooking up with is dressed like a maid. Like this maid that's just giant fake tits.
Oh, that's brilliant, dude.
I fucking love that, dude. The idea that he just has no idea when she's coming home.
And the fact that like she has to come by the loudest possible vehicle.
So loud.
She can't. It's not like she's showing up in a Tesla, just a silent car sneaking up on you.
Good, dude. That's so good.
Or a submarine would be. Submarines are probably quiet as fuck.
I got to get my girlfriend into like lawn mowing or doing something like super loud, just so I know.
A riding mower as a car.
I got my girlfriend into leaf blowing. Dude. Well.
Congratulations to Jeff Bezos on his new yacht. That's kind of the point.
It's been a rough year for a lot of people. I'm trying to take some time and highlight some positive things in society.
And imagine. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Imagine how many jobs this yacht is creating too.
Oh, that's a thing.
Nobody ever speaks about that.
No.
Everybody's like, the great thing is most of this is international waters, so there's no minimum wage.
No minimum wage. They can, if they want to unionize, I can drown them.
Yeah, just that's what we call slipping on the concrete kicks.
Dude, he's so fucking buff. And we've talked about it on the show, but for sure got a huge hug.
Oh, yeah, Bezos' dick is a hammer.
It's a slinky, dude.
Yeah, it's a hammer, dude, for sure. What I like about him, too, is he's practical buff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he's not psychotic buff.
No.
That's what I would do. If I had $900 million, I would show up like, have you ever seen those Mexican politicians who get muscle implants?
Yeah.
That's what I would do, dude.
Yeah.
I would have giant pecs, giant biceps.
Dude.
What up, dude?
If I became rich, I would just be, I would go the opposite. I would be stressed, fat as fuck. There's no way I would be, but I would.
I mean, most of the billionaires are like, they look like shit. They're fat as
horrible.
fuck.
Oh,
that's why Elon and Bezos are 1 and 2.
Warren Buffett has looked the way he has looked for the last 42 years.
Yeah,
just like a weird, pudgy.
All right, you gotta go though. Who are you banging? Jack Dorsey, Jeff Bezos.
I think I've made this crystal clear. Jack Dorsey does it for me. I like that he's fucking. He's like he'll just like go on a silent retreat out of nowhere for a few months. He'll fucking buzz his head just randomly.
I don't think it's out of nowhere. I think it's when Congress starts having hearings about like
out of nowhere
selling information.
Yeah, whatever those random ass events happen. He'll fucking just start running Bitcoin. Like he's fucking
testifying before Congress with a nose ring in.
Dude's fucking cool, man. Jeff Bezos is a little bit too. Jeff Bezos is who I would try to take to impress my dad. Like,
right.
This guy's actually really a successful.
You would friend zone him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I would date Jeff Bezos to make my dad happy. I'd be blowing Jack Dorsey every fucking night because Papa had a sexual appetite that was not being satisfied. Does that answer your question? How about yourself?
I gotta go Bezos because I don't like beards.
You don't like beards. Jack Dorsey's
I like smooth skin. If I close my eyes, I can pretend that's a woman. Nice smooth face.
If I'm kissing a guy,
not that I'm homophobic. I just,
If I'm kissing a guy, I'm kissing a guy. I'm not kissing kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
I can't argue with that.
So,
all right, fuck it, Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey's the man. Tyler, who you going with?
Probably Jack.
Yeah, see, Tyler knows what's up.
Jack Dorsey. So 3 out of 3 podcasters agree. Jack Dorsey's sexier than Jeff Bezos.
Without a question.
You've heard it here first.
Let's see here. Neo-Nazi slaps a cop in the face with a with a colostomy bag.
At Kid Rock's restaurant.
Yeah.
How is that Kid Rock's fault? This is the headline. I'm going to read it again. A neo-Nazi slaps a cop in the face with a colostomy bag at Kid Rock's restaurant. Now, you open up this article written by AV Club, which I believe is the Onion's serious side.
Yeah. their media writing. Now, in defense of this guy, when you go to Kid Rock's restaurant, they do give you a vibrating colostomy bag to let you know when your table's ready. So, it seems random.
Bag of shit.
It seems random, but there's a good reason for this.
Yeah, I'd see when they said when they were trying to tie Kid Rock to this, I was like, was the food so bad that they just filled the colostomy bag up right away, like got him sick? But it has not. They were trying to kick this neo-Nazi out of their club.
Yeah.
Nobody says that. They're all just like alt-right rap rocker Kid Rock, is housing a neo-Nazi with a colostomy bag in his restaurant. But it's a pretty his restaurant's called Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk and Rock and Roll Steakhouse.
Okay.
It's a little bit long.
A little long.
I would hate if I was filing for unemployment and it says your last employer and I got to write Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk.
You got to remember that, folks. When you're applying for a job, do you want to be writing that every time?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's so long. So he, I guess this neo-Nazi and real neo-Nazi had a Nazi face tattoo.
Okay.
Was wasted and they were trying to kick him out. And this is what I read the police report, which you can click on in here, but it doesn't matter. But apparently some cops, so security tried to kick him out. He had already taken out the colostomy bag. So the security was like, fuck that. I'm not touching this bag of shit.
Yeah, that security is for sure working under the federal minimum wage, which is like $7.82 or something.
They don't pay enough.
No,
this is Tennessee.
Yeah.
So they flag a cop down. The cop comes. And he starts waving his colostomy bag like a lasso and just slaps both of them in the face with the colostomy bag.
Now, does the colostomy bag, how does that exactly work? You just have a tube up your rectum?
And it goes into your stomach. And it goes, so it's right here. So I used to know this train hopper named Pebbles, who he would get wasted and pull out the colostomy bag all the time at parties.
If a train hopper didn't have a ridiculous name like Pebbles, I would be pissed off.
Yeah, I used to know this train hopper, Derek.
So it's not really all that great. Yeah,
so Pebbles had a colostomy bag, and she would get wasted and pull it out. And I got to tell you, if I was going to make a colostomy bag, I don't know if I would prefer it be not see-through.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you need to check in on it, but it's clear. It's like a sandwich bag.
I would be camouflage if I was doing it.
I want jet black.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anything in there.
Well, maybe a skin tone match. You know what I mean? Just to completely kind of trick people to thinking that,
Yeah.
That's just your skin filled with shit.
So
some people think you just have a smelly growth on your stomach.
So, but I mean, if you're a cop right now and you're facing the defund the police thing and they're saying you're racist and you've got a Nazi waving a bag of shit in your face, why not just take one for the team, kind of try to fix your reputation and blast them right in the fucking face?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's your chance to just be like, well, nobody's going to be mad at this.
Yeah.
He's got a Nazi tattoo and he was waving a bag of shit. I'm going to blast this fool.
I like that people are like, because with the defund the police stuff, everyone's sort of the, your Sean Hannitys of the world are all like, well, see what happens next time your house is being violently robbed. Like, let's see if cops show up for that. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll still show up for that. Like,
yeah,
but
unless you live in Oakland, where they're very well funded and they still don't show up.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
They're like, is the active shooter there in the room?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no. And they're like, we'll deal with it yourself.
Never once had to call the police.
You've never called the police?
No, I would rather die. Absolutely. I would rather die. If somebody was going to rob me, I would rather die.
It's almost like you're begging to die.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that, by the way, for like some cool ass like Tony Soprano reason. I am like the endless paperwork that it's gonna come from that, being on the record about something,
and also if they put one of those trauma blankets over you and with a hot cup of tea in front of your wife, you could never fuck her again.
No.
You know when they put that little blanket over you?
Where do you get that blanket?
The bitch blanket. So are the cops just carrying blankets and tea and mugs around?
Dude, if you are white, you do get some real the white package.
Yeah, they bring little warmy blankets for you, some chamomile.
No.
Honey, cream. How do you take your tea?
Never spoken to a cop. Waved at plenty.
Thanking them for their service.
Let's see. Wait. So did this guy, the guy, ultimately did not get arrested? Am I to understand that
he did get
correctly?
arrested. Yeah, he got arrested, but they took him in, peacefully.
Damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you're that cop, so you just got to get smacked in the face with a bag full of shit.
Ugh, I would have blasted him. There's no way that would have gotten traction.
No.
Nobody. There would have been no protest.
There would have been absolutely zero protest. People would have been thrilled. You would have probably gotten a bunch of cool shit. People would have been sending you Patreon funds or whatever. Like, oh, hey, do you have anything I could support? Like, I love what you're doing.
That would unite the country.
Yeah, very well could.
That would be a police murder we could all get behind.
If they shot a neo-Nazi
who was
at
waving
Kid Rock.
shit like a lasso at Kid Rock's restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like an ad lib.
Let's see. Before we jump into the Palestinian-Israeli stuff, did you see this poet widow from Myanmar? This is
it is Myanmar. It's not Myanmar.
I believe it's Myanmar. Poet. This is from, of course, as we all know, that they are undergoing military coup right now.
Yeah, the junta.
I saw this is a poet, the widow of a poet who reported that they killed her husband and they took his organs. And
that is not why that doctor went to med school. The doctor goes to med school because he wants to help people and earn a decent living, and now he's got a fake general who's wearing just a bunch of medals for no reason. Is like, I'm gonna need you to take all the organs out of this poet's body.
You know, the problem with that is when you read an article and someone's like, poet says they took, husband's organs, you're like, you don't know if it's real or if it's figurative.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yeah. You don't really know.
He left me empty. And
yeah,
like,
totally. I know what you're saying. Dragged your heart out.
Yeah,
I hear you 100%.
Sometimes it feels like my heart's been ripped out of my chest too.
Yeah, dude, I totally get it, man. I think we're all missing our pancreas and liver.
I do like that they sell this guy as a poet, and then the last sentence of this article is he says that my people are being shot and I can only throw back poems. This is something he wrote. But when you are sure your voice is not enough, then you need to choose a gun carefully. I will shoot.
Yeah.
So that kind of moves past poet.
Yeah, he started. What kind of poetry do you do? Threatening.
Death. I'm into rhyming couplet death threats.
Yeah, he look. Even poets have their limits. On some level,
at that point, you are a little bit more of a militant or a activist.
That's a fair point. Well, at this point, we'll never know because he's now dead.
I guarantee you, if I went to Myanmar and I shot a military person in the coup, they would not say podcaster shot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Fair point. Fair point. Do you think you have to have like junta insurance if you have a company in Myanmar? That's got to be like
absolutely.
It's got to be something the policies cover, right?
Yeah. The coup policy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was wild. Let's get into this Palestinian-Israeli stuff. Look, I almost don't want to go over it because we just talked about this on the Patreon featuring comedian Chris Estrada.
We had a guest. We forgot to plug that on this.
I highly recommend if you are interested, check it out. A great episode. We had to
we had to cut out some stuff to save a man's career.
They went a little too wild. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
There is, of course, this Palestinian-Israeli tensions.
Skirmishes.
They're boiling over, would you say?
Yeah.
It's getting heated.
Both sides.
All kind of, I guess people are saying that this is the sort of the groundwork for the third intifada, which is Arabic for uprising. Very cool. I mean, just fucking the coolest thing we've ever done. The intifada is the coolest thing we ever came up with.
Sounds cool.
Sounds cool. It's catchy.
In
it's
the court
scary.
of public opinion, it's pretty sexy, honestly.
It's sexy. It's scary. If you're on the opposite side of an intifada, you're fucked.
Yeah. But also it's very rare that like a militant Arab gets to do something that like people are like, we support you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's pretty cool.
This is all, of course, I guess.
By the way, my social media feed is filled with Palestinian flags, and everything I see is people saying nobody's talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People love this.
Everybody is talking about how nobody is talking about it.
Yeah. Well, look, you want to trash them, but you also do look at the mainstream media, which is where everybody gets their news. I saw a thing earlier today. I tweeted about it. It was like a CNN headline where the person was reporting from some room in Tel Aviv. You saw like Hebrew all over the wall. And then the crawl said like dozens dead as Israeli-Palestinian tensions escalate. You dig in.
So you think dozens is
you
both
think
sides.
It's both sides. You look at the article, it's like 35 Palestinians, 2 Israeli military men.
Right. It'd be like if a football game was 38-0 and you go tons of points scored in a football game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
okay.
You want to make fun of these dorks who are going like, no one's talking about it. But on some level, it's like there is just such a weird heavy-handedness that'll just never go away.
There was did you see the guy? It wasn't the woman who's the White House press secretary. And it wasn't Blinken, the Secretary of State. It was another guy in the Biden administration. Did you see that press conference where they were like they were pressing him to see if Palestine has a right to defend himself?
Yeah.
And defend themselves. And he goes, we believe any state has the right to defend themselves.
Ooh.
And the reporter goes, a state. So he doubles down. He goes, so Palestine's not a state. So you're saying they don't have a right?
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't want to get into it.
This is
Biden has been weak.
Well, this is
well, he's been strong actually in the other direction.
This is a losing proposition. I never even really thought about it before, but I've never, ever, ever heard anybody say that Palestine has the right to defend itself. I've never heard anybody say that any country in the Middle East has the right to defend itself, except for Israel.
Right.
Over and over and over and over and over and over. Like
that's why
the
I like that
official
this guy
narrative.
put his feet to the fire and
Yeah.
he still didn't say it.
So it is what it is, man.
So the New York Post claimed that Hamas has airplanes.
Yes, yeah. New York Post actually put up an article this morning that said that Gaza strikes were the result of Hamas striking Israel with
airstrikes. Literally like planes dropping bombs. Hamas. And this really lets you know how much you can realize that people don't know anything about Palestine. They don't know what Hamas is.
Yeah. Hamas is a political party.
Why would they have fighter jets?
Hamas does not have. So this is by the way, this is 4 different issues going on, right? You have the evictions at Sheikh Jarrah.
Mm-hmm.
The
shooting at the mosque.
Shooting at the mosque of Al-Aqsa.
Mm-hmm.
There is then you can't gather in East Jerusalem during Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. You're taking away all the fun stuff. Al-Aqsa, gathering during Ramadan. I mean, for crying out loud. What's next? You going to outlaw those fun hats?
They probably will. There's probably a maximum diameter allowed on a hat.
What I think is probably happening is it's probably a concerted effort, probably on the right-wing Israeli part to instigate them and get them to flare up and then crush them completely. I mean, why else would you do this?
The only other cynical reason I could come up with is that Netanyahu's prime minister seat is tenuous right now.
Very tenuous.
He doesn't want to leave. They voted in Benny Gantz or whatever that guy's name is. I think that's his name, Benny Gantz or something.
Yeah.
And so you start a quick war so that there's too much chaos going on, so that you don't want to do a power exchange in the middle of a lot of chaos.
Sure.
That's one thing I thought. I don't know.
It could be. No, it's like, what other, I think intention could he possibly have for doing it other than he knows what's going to result from it.
Yes.
It's not like people are like, well, Palestinians are usually pretty level-headed about I mean, God bless them. I love them. I listen.
You are them.
I am them. We're wild people. Sometimes I get it.
Let me ask you this, though. You've been alive long enough to see skirmishes. I love those words. Melees.
Yeah.
Break out. Have you ever seen public opinion this strong about pro-Palestine, or is it always like this? Is there always a wave of empathy for Palestine and then it just goes back to normal?
There is always a little bit of a wave. This does feel a little bit different, and I'll tell you why. I think weirdly, TikTok has done something.
I believe that.
TikTok has done something. You talk about niche.
They did it in Russia too.
Yeah, the TikTok is doing something fucking weird right now, which is scary because it's like completely run by China.
Which, and Israel's backed by the U.S. China hates the U.S.
It's very interesting. Okay, I like where we're going here.
Yeah.
I like when we draw lines and connect them that are unprovable in any capacity.
But they're undisprovable.
It sounds like we've been chewing betel nut all night.
Because when I was
a bad point.
when I was like 22, I had to liberate Gaza.
Of course,
t-shirt.
Yeah, without a question.
I
had to liberate. I had to leave Tel Aviv alone. Shirt.
I had free Palestine stickers.
Man. It's so.
I was there, dude.
What's going on right now is brutal. Dude, like fucking kids getting blown up and shit. I mean, it's pretty wild. Check out this video. Did you see? If you click on "Violence Erupts as Israel Marks Jerusalem Day," I just want to show you this video of what's going down right now.
Is Jerusalem Day a patriotic holiday or a religious holiday?
It is a patriotic holiday. There's only 2 religious holidays in Islam.
Right, but I thought it would be Jewish.
Let's say them together, folks. Eid al-Fitr
and
Eid al-Adha.
Yeah.
Ramadan's a month, you fucking idiot.
I was going to say Eid and Ramadan.
Eid and Eid.
Oh, they're both Eid?
They're both called Eid.
Sorry.
We don't like names. We got Eid, we got Muhammad.
Okay, so Jerusalem Day is a Palestinian holiday?
It's fucking it's Hallmark, dude. You go to fucking CVS, you can see all these Happy Jerusalem Day cards.
Oh, boy.
Look at these people. This looks like a circle pit, dude.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of people gathered at, I'm assuming, a mosque?
Yeah, this is right outside Al-Aqsa. And they're just fucking throwing back and forth at each other. They're exchanging. You have Palestinians being carried away on electric golf carts.
Yeah, and when you say exchanging, it's like a pebble versus a grenade.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the force is so... I said this on our Patreon episode, and it bears repeating. There's absolutely no way I have any genetic commonality with these people because I could... These guys are wearing Tom's shoes.
Yeah.
And they're out there fucking throwing blows with IDF soldiers in their full fucking military uniform.
I need, bare minimum, I need my closed-toed shoes. If I'm going to storm a tank.
Without a question.
Oof.
I mean, really, I felt so uncomfortable. I'm telling you, I rented a car because the expiration or the tags on my other car expired. And I'm like, I don't want to risk getting out there with a...
So you're telling me you don't think you could go face to face with the IDF if you visited back home?
Dude, I mean, I've gone face to face with the IDF in my time, but not like.
Did you start doing like Seinfeld bits to them?
Dude, I one time when I was a kid, my mom and I, and I'll just say this real quick, and then we'll get into the Iranian music videos. We were leaving Palestine or whatever, and there was a long security checkpoint. It was like hours
to get into Jordan.
To get into Jordan, hours and hours. And dude, those dudes love to fuck around. They love to fucking just let that line.
The IDF border guards.
Oh, they're there for 8 hours. They don't give a fuck whether it moves. So they'll fucking sit up there. They'll play their Sudoku, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we told the guy who's driving the taxi, we were like, we're American. Like, we have American passports. And the guy was like, dude, you should get out and go tell them that you have an American passport. They'll fucking let us ride right through. They love Americans, so let us ride right through. So we go out, we get out. It's a long line. Israeli IDF is probably like maybe 50 yards away. So we're walking towards them, and their Israeli IDF starts like with their guns signaling us to go away. And
with the guns?
With their guns. And we were like, well, of course they're telling us to come here, obviously. We were like, they're pointing the gun and they're saying, "You guys."
Nobody's ever had a gun in their hand and said, "Come closer."
They're like,
nobody ever has done that. Why don't you go ahead, come over here?
Me and my mom and my younger brother were all just so like confidently walking towards
Your dad
them.
has stayed in the car.
My dad is. My dad is with his other family.
He sent the women and children. And just waited in the car.
We call it the reverse Titanic policy. Women and children first. When it comes to danger.
Yeah.
Dude, they fucking threw us down so quick. They got out of nowhere. Like, I guess I didn't even see it, but some Israelis popped up from behind me, tossed me on the ground, whole family down, guns in our backs, like fucking gnarly, right? And the guy who ultimately comes up to like flip us over, we tell him like, oh, we're Americans, and we're just like, we're about to miss our flight or whatever. And he immediately goes, oh, you guys are Americans? Like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Daniel. Like, sorry about that. Like, and it was so fucking like, it was so fucking chilling, dude, to just be like,
how old are
you? Dude,
I'm
American. I'm from New York. That's what he told me. I remember. I'll never forget. He was a New Yorker, like flipping me over and about to kill me and fucking. Could you imagine? You imagine flying right now to Tel Aviv with a gun and being like, I'm gonna shoot some people who are from there. Like, anyways, whatever. All right,
harrowing tales from Palestine.
Let's get into something a little bit more uplifting. Okay, this is actually going to tie us in pretty well here. This is a brand new music video from
Iran,
from the National Guard of Iran. This is from our friends over at Memory TV.
I've been watching so much Memory TV this week.
Yeah, it turns out I think Memory TV might be an Iranian front here, or Iranian state media front here. But let's check out this song here to close out the show. Now this song is, coincidentally, it's called "Israel to Be Crushed." Here's the thing. This song is like, probably they recorded it like 3 months ago. So they didn't even know that this stuff was going to be going on when they dropped this music video.
It's like when we have a rant like on a politician, and it's like, say we had a Matt Gaetz rant like 6 months ago, and then all of a sudden turns out he's like dating underage girls.
And we're like, quick, get the song out, get it out.
Yeah.
So this song is called Israel to Be Crushed. I don't know. Once again, we're not making any statements on whether we support the video or not. We're just sharing it with our listeners.
By the El Gadir group?
Yeah, this is the...
That's already a very scary intro. Tyler, I think you should come over here and watch this.
Opening shot.
There's a QR code to support Memory in the corner of Israel to Be Crushed.
Wow, you know.
That's a bad look.
I got to believe that there's probably not a lot of ways you can donate to them.
Cash App only off the QR code.
You can. Here is their Bitcoin wallet. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have come to annihilate you.
Real CG.
Yeah. Definitely not the same team as ISIS over here, though, because ISIS would definitely do a little bit cleaner on this.
Yeah, ISIS has the best editors.
Okay. Your days are numbered. Your views will be refuted, and your multitudes will be dispersed.
Not the best translation.
Oh, here's the chorus. Israel to be crushed. Israel to be crushed. And you are saying... Wait, hold on.
The pendulum of the clock warns that your nights are numbered.
I guess that's true for all of us, to be completely honest.
We are people of great courage, and our aim is lethal.
This song seems like it's all verse, dude.
Since K-Bar, our attacks have been unparalleled. Wow, they just showed like a Persian warrior lifting a giant gate door open.
Oh, yeah. Israel to be crushed. Israel to be crushed. Okay.
The songs could be good if they would just get to a beat.
Suck for a line out there. What are you talking about, a beat?
The night will not be long. You are the most malignant, parentheses, cancerous glands.
Oh, catchy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that great of a song, but also it's like, this is a bad look. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't really need to be like this. You have public favor.
Yeah, this
is the problem when society is starting to look on favor of Palestine, and then all of a sudden these Iranians come out and they're like, we're gonna murder the Jews, and you're like,
yeah, it's a weird.
Have you ever heard of politics?
Iran does not have a really good way of gauging what the room's thinking. You know, I wish they would talk a little bit more about maybe like, this is what, you know, this is for Palestine, or this is.
What are you for? Yeah. That's what I would say. I'd get in a room. I'd say, let's not talk about what we're against. Let's talk about what we're for.
I go, okay, I get it. You don't like Israel. You think it should be crushed. Just say it once.
Maybe not. That's maybe not chorus material.
I mean, they really fucking went hard on that fucking Israel to be crushed chorus. All right, we'll listen to this one last song before we get out of here. This song is called
Okay, in broadcast, Iran TV airs nationalist song depicting U.S. Capitol being destroyed by missile. I actually don't think Memory TV is an Iranian front. I think that they only show bad shit from Iran. I think they might be into Egypt and stuff.
I see. Okay.
They seem to. I think they only highlight. Maybe I'm wrong on what I think is negative. Maybe they're like, check out this awesome thing.
Well, I'm reading it I'm reading it like yeah. It seems like they're trying to show something cool.
Okay, so here's the U.S. Capitol being destroyed by a missile, which is the same thing Trump supporters tried to do.
Yeah, absolutely. This is basically what the Trump supporters did. A lot of cool shots in the beginning of Memory. When Memory sets up a clip, they set up a clip.
Yeah, also, that's Arabic, right? That's not Persian.
I don't know. They use the same alphabet, but it's, A Vigilant and Strong Nation. This is the name of the song, and unfortunately was aired before Khamenei's speech. I'm detecting a sort of a trend.
Oh, wow, they're very European, actually. You know what I mean? Throwing rose petals. That felt Spanish.
Yeah, I'm a little creeped out by this video.
You took my heart, oh Soleimani.
This is before he died, I think. You have forsaken those who love you. Misspelled those, but in the middle of the stormy sea.
No, that's a funeral. This is a tribute to him.
I see.
We are the Avengers. We are united. This is a little like Phantom of the Opera, kind of Broadway sounding to me.
Little heavy on the drums for my liking.
Also, too many like time changes.
Yeah, this is that masturbating a little bit.
Yeah,
like
self-indulgent. It feels like Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote this or something. Like the Hammerstein brothers. What if the Hammerstein brothers wrote this? Good things of Jerusalem's liberation comes from Iran. The path and the land are ready. Let us go.
Okay.
I love that. Imagine Iran does liberate Palestine, and then it just immediately the Sunnis and Shiites just go to war with each other.
I can't think of anybody they'd be less happy to see. Like, are you guys? There's someone behind you guys coming in.
This is like the United States and Russia being allies against Germany.
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
as soon as they beat Germany, it's war with each other.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
These guys are gonna go right at fucking Looney Tunes style. All right. Well, hey, man, that was a fun show. Let's call it right there and then. This room is getting fucking hot, dude.
It smells like a fucking locker room.
We'll see you guys next week from brand new studio. I think I'm calling it the Red Light District. What do you think?
Hell yeah. WHP6, Red Light District.
The Red Light District. You guys will, of course, see why next week.
I bet there's a red light.
Well, I don't want to give anything away.
I doubt there'll be a prostitute in a window.
My girlfriend is getting pretty cool. Be sure to follow the show across all social media platforms at Worst Hour Pod. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WHotW. Hey, special thank you to Tyler Gazar for helping us produce the show.
Check out his pod, best movie ever, with Tyler and Jackson.
Yeah, and both of them are going to be, they'll be on the podcast. We don't know if Tyler's going to do Beetle Nut. We're going to see if his girlfriend will sign the permission slip. I'm putting out liability forms.
But Ramsey does have a waiver that we all have to sign.
You guys are absolutely going to sign before you start chewing on Beetle now. I'm too old.
I understand. Tyler, what movie is up next? Who are competing on the next episode? David Lynch's Wild at Heart versus Scott Pilgrim versus the World versus David Lynch's Wild at Heart.
Every week you guys pit different movies against each other.
The winner of last week's episode goes up against a new movie for the title of Best Movie.
Fantastic. You got to get me on. I'd love to come on and talk about the various pedophile hunter groups I watch on YouTube.
Yeah, you've seen American Sniper. I imagine it's the only movie you've seen.
Wow, no, I saw, which one did I see? I saw Coco.
Oh, right. You always talk about crying.
Coco, I saw it twice. Beautiful movie. Then they took Movie Pass from me. And I vowed to never see movies again. All right. Give us 5 stars on the Apple Podcast app, by the way. We really do appreciate that. Write us worstoutoftheweek@gmail.com. I got nothing else to say to these people, Brian. Do you have anything to say?
If you're interested in sports at all, I do a podcast that comes out every Thursday at 9 p.m. called Fat Jocks with comedian Bruce Gray. If you want to check that out, go ahead. It's on YouTube. And we're on time. It's a little more timely than this podcast.
It's timely. It's more timely, but to be honest with you, it's like good art shouldn't be on time. No offense.
I agree 100%.
That's more of a commercial product, what you do with Bruce. What we do here is an art.
Yes.
Let's
You
see.
sound like me now.
If you got nothing else to say, man, and I got nothing else to say, on behalf of everybody here at the Worst Hour Nation, peace be on to the prophet.
Well, I don't want to say long live to anything we talked about today.